Somewhere over the rainbow, do do do, you're out. Hi guys. Today we're going to be doing something that may seem a little bit different, but in fact, it's really par for the course. Today we're going to be talking about an individual, a very interesting individual, by the name of Rollen Stewart, better known to children of the 60s, 70s, and 80s like myself as Rainbow Wig Guy. A fixture of American sporting events and some international sporting events during the 70s and 80s. This is his heyday. Rollen Stewart was famous for attending sporting events, televised sporting events, and in a message, I guess in an attempt to evangelize, would appear as often as he could on camera, appearing behind players, making critical plays, and situating himself like behind the goal post during kickoffs or behind the dugout at baseball events, wearing a rainbow wig, wacky glasses sometimes, or a crazy tie-dye outfit, and holding up a sign that says, "Where's my sign?" Well, it's in the thumbnail. John 3:16. A convert to Christianity, a rainbow wig guy, thought that was his best way to spread the message. Why would I talk about Rainbow Wig Guy? Well, the fact of the matter is this, is that as people know, is that I've oftentimes talked about various, I guess we could say, spiritual players on my channel, people who are of note in the New Age community, who are of impact thereof, or whose ideas might have an impact thereof. As people are aware, as of late, my channel had to wander into, I guess, more conspiratorial territories, and quite frankly, ended up covering some darker subjects than I would have imagined I would have ended up covering. The end result being that I felt a couple of days ago that what I wanted for my channel was a bit of a palate cleanser, to cover something different, to cover something nice instead of nasty, and to maybe inject a little more good times, especially because of the fact that, as everybody knows what's going on in the world today, on the heels of the Paris attacks, there's more bombing in Syria, which will invariably lead to more immigration, more migrants coming from the troubled Middle East into Europe, exacerbating the problems that are there already. Oi. So I thought, let's find someone nice to talk about. Let's do something fun. Well, what many people might not know is that unfortunately, when I began to do my investigation, I said, okay, Rainbow Wig Guy. Rainbow Wig Guy is a good guy to talk about. It's a spiritual dimension to his work. We could talk about, viral advertising and co-opting the airwaves and taking back the airwaves from the man to spread a non-endorsed message. I thought, this would be something that we could talk about. I also thought that, it would be fun. But here's what happened, folks. I know a lot of people might not know this, but unfortunately, under the tale of Rainbow Wig Guys, it doesn't end up a happy one. Rollen Stewart came to fame as Rainbow Wig Guy. Apologize, let me just do this here. Some tunage going here, so come up a little bit. We'll just dope the volume there a little bit. Boop. Bam. It ended up not having such a happy end. The fact of the matter is that when I started doing my research, I was shocked to discover that the story of Rainbow Wig Guy, though it starts off as fun, interesting tale of pre-internet viral phenomena, everyone knew who he was, kind of ends up in tragedy. It turns out that multiple criminal convictions later in his life in the 90s, culminating in a kidnapping attempt of two young men and a hotel maid that did not end well for Rainbow Wig Guy, who is currently serving 3 consecutive life sentences in prison. Yikes. Well, what are we to make of this, and what are we to go with that? Is this all bad news? Well, I thought to myself, you got to take life as it is. And first of all, life is like that. Sometimes the things that we think are going to be great or fantastic ideas, we explore them and discover that, no mas bueno. But that's okay, because we can have that experience as well. We can profit and learn from that experience and still have a good time. Yeah, life is like that, ain't it, right? Well, So what are we to say now? What are we going to talk about Rainbow Wig Guy now? Well, we can still talk about viral marketing, and I think we still have some interesting things to talk about viral marketing. While the situation, my discovery of the fact that things may not have turned out so well for Rollen Stewart, he's still alive. He's with us. It's my understanding that he may even blog occasionally from inside the clink, the one who mentions that he is not wearing a rainbow wig, or maybe he should be advised not to wear a rainbow wig inside the big house, the slammer. Anywho, we can still talk about viral messaging now, and I think also what I want to talk about with Rainbow Wig Guy is a couple of things. Number one, so look, things aren't always as they appear, and what might seem soft, lovely, friendly, and inviting on the outside may in fact turn out to be not so good on the inside. And we've talked on my channel about the notion of blue avians and the Sphere-Being Alliance. We talked about benevolent messages, the notions of relying upon outside saviors or a savior race, the pros and cons of that. I think Rainbow Wig Guy invokes some of those same topics that we were talking about. The notion that what might appear to be so nice and inviting may in fact be problematic deep down inside. It's no judgment. It's not to say that Rainbow Wig Guy, Rollen Stewart, is a bad guy, an evil guy. It's not to say that he's insane or that whatever happened to him should reflect badly upon the message that he was trying to spread or what he was trying to do. But it says that, we always have to be aware, of what's going on. I tell my kids, I tell my friends, I tell my family, I tell my clients, I say, look, I can warn you all day about the aggressive, angry, scary guy to avoid, starting trouble with a guy who looks like he's real bad news. But what we oftentimes forget to warn people about is, look, even the people that seem sugar and spice, may have an agenda. Even the people that seem like the friendliest, softest marshmallows, the most wonderful guys that you would totally love to invite over to your house, or you wouldn't hesitate to pick up while hitchhiking, may in fact be the tool of your undoing. And that's not to engage in fear porn and say that danger lurks behind everything. It's just to say that we always have to be aware of these things and keep our wits about us and stay vigilant and stay analytical, right? So there you go. I still love Rainbow Wig Guy, and I still have fond memories of him. Like I said, it was, pre-internet, things like Rainbow Wig Guy were few and far between. Nowadays, we're spoiled. There's a new viral phenomenon. They're coming for me. They found me. Oh, no. Watch out. Okay. I had to light a fire. Rollen Stewart. No, yeah, kidding. Where was I? I'm distracting myself. Anyway. Oh yeah, pre-internet viral stuff. Today, days and age, something new pops up on Facebook, it spreads around. A viral phenomenon lasts, it's like a minute, and it's gone. But before the internet, viral phenomena was ephemeral, and it was magical. Everybody knew who Rainbow Wig Guy was, but no one really knew who he was, Messages wouldn't be able to spread over the internet, hither and yon in a second. People just always knew, hey, Rainbow Wig Guy. But that was something that was unifying, to us, to people in America and the world. But it was also something mysterious. And the other thing that's interesting about that, and why I think it's important to talk about him as pre-internet phenomena, is the fact that when I was thinking about him and viral marketing. Let me kind of hone in on what I'm talking about when I say that that Rainbow Wig Guy has import to the notion of viral marketing or co-opting the airwaves back from the man, or what's sometimes known as ad hacking, where or airwave hacking, where you seize back the public forum to spread an unendorsed message, right? An unofficial message. Of course, if we think of major sporting events, in the 70s and 80s, there's, approved messages, the beer commercials, the placards for Ben Gay or Sports Cream or whatever it is, maybe even political sloganing around, American flags, what have you. When Rainbow Wig Guy jumps onto the TV front of the TV camera with a sign that says John 3:16, He's seizing back those airwaves, he's seizing back that medium, and he's injecting a new, unapproved message. Now, John 3:16 is from the Bible, and I think most people know what it is. We're not going to go into it here because I don't want to get waylaid by the controversy of, is it a positivist message, is it not a positivist message? We're going to leave all the controversies with Christianity, the historicity of Jesus, we'll leave all that stuff to the side for a second. Let's just take the message as what it is. A message, an unendorsed message, put in to the media sphere by a private individual. I think that's very empowering for people. I think it was a very empowering message at the time. I think it was a very interesting thing to contemplate now. Because now, when I reflected upon it, even though we have so much more media options, as it were, and even though we have so much more media choice, the fact of the matter is this, okay? Rainbow Wig Guy could not happen today. I don't believe. And that's because, well, they'd be able to stop him. I mean, back in the day, I mean, if you were the security for Shea Stadium, or you were the security for Dodger Stadium out in, I guess, out in L.A. or whatever, or some other place, if Rainbow Wig Guy showed up to your venue without the rainbow wig on, and I'm assuming he kept it on the low until it was time to pop out and start the party, how would you know who he was? How would you know to stop him? But of course, there's been much talk and conversation, especially around times of major sporting events like in America. And of course, I'm referring to sporting events in America like the World Series or the Super Bowl, about the use of security cameras, and especially the use of security cameras and facial recognition software. Even beyond that, we know that today, in today's day and age, Rollen Stewart, Rockin' Rollin', the Rainbow Wig Guy, would easily be identified by facial recognition software, not even on security cameras, but just on people's cell phones, or just be able to see, there's that guy. Close-up digital enhancements of the thing. He would have been captured by multiple angles, by multiple people, and spread all over the internet, possibly. So the security of all these various things could be able to quickly coordinate and put a kibosh on the message. Okay? So I think that's important to note, that even though we've got more technology and it might seem as though we've got more media choices, in many ways we could think of those media choices being kind of very lessened because they are more structured, and Rainbow Wig Guy probably couldn't happen. Also, in today's day and age, Rainbow Wig Guy would probably just kind of float into the ether, right? Another weirdo, you know what I mean? Another guy. But people need to remember back in the 70s and 80s, a guy with a rainbow wig standing behind, the first base or home plate during a baseball event was something that would strike the eye, and you'd instantly see him and recognize him. Oh, man, there he is. Something to look for, something to enjoy. I don't think it could happen today. I really don't, and that's unfortunate. Maybe it's to be accepted. So there you go. Rainbow Wig Guy, he's not a guy that had a lot to, well, I mean, he did have a lot to say in court at the end of the day. I mean, the fact of the matter, now here's another thing interesting about Rollen Stewart. I think we can talk about dedication to a message. Being on trial for kidnapping of 3 individuals, Rollen Stewart was presented with the plea bargain option, an option to plead to lesser crimes and get less time. The fact of the matter is that if he had pled guilty to lesser charges, he would have been in jail for 12 years. Okay? He would have been long since out of prison today. He chose not to take that plea bargain because it wouldn't give him the option of, I guess, ranting and raving about Jesus Christ in court. Literally, that's what happened. He took a swing at a possible three life sentences because it would give him an opportunity. And I believe this is expressed by himself explicitly, various blog posts, and I think he's done interviews since then. He wanted the opportunity to talk, to speak, and to preach. Was he a fool? Is his dedication to be lauded as something that is good? Or is it something to be taken as a lesson of faith gone too far? I don't know. I don't know if questions like that have answers like yes or no, good or bad, right or wrong. Questions of individual autonomy and what have you abound. So there you go. Not being a guy that held forth on the internet, not because I don't have a lot to say about his individual message, because the individual message really was John 3:16. This is going to be obviously a shorter video, but I certainly had fun, and I hope you did too. I hope you remember the lessons that we touched upon. Didn't miss anything? What's so funny is I do so many long videos, and when I'm coming up on a short video, I almost don't know how to stop. So let's just leave it at that. Hey, Rollen Stewart, still with us. Let's all remember, take a moment to remember our favorite moments of Rainbow Wig Guy. And if you don't remember Rainbow Wig Guy, go onto Wikipedia. You'll see basically everything I talked to you there is laid out in more detail. You can do the follow-ups on the various articles and media pieces that have been done on the man. There's also a documentary, as I understand, about the phenomenon that was made in the mid '90s. So enjoy. I certainly have, and have a great weekend, folks. Really do. I love you. I love you all. I say this every Friday. I say that there's going to be more videos coming. I'm going to be doing some more off the cuff stuff, off the scene, a little bit change of pace. And then life gets a hold of me. What can you do? We certainly have a lot of topics to talk about, a lot of things to discuss. So I look forward to discussing more things with you in the future. And have a wonderful. You know what? I love you all. Have a blessed day.